What would you rather do? Someone open a door for you, or you know how to pick the lock? Then you can open all the doors. The thing about handouts is, you feel relief in the moment, then 6 months later, boom, you're back again. You're at the start. And now you have a new dependency and 0 new skills. What was the point? You get the handout, and that person, they've then robbed you of the experience of even learning how to get that result. Now you're gonna be asking them for the answers. Yo, how did you get that? How do I get here? How do I do that? You're always gonna go back to asking them because you never went through the process yourself, and you have to go through that process yourself. You went straight onto multiplication, you didn't do the addition, you didn't do the subtraction, you didn't do this, you didn't learn that, you didn't learn this. There's so many different stages, and when you skip that, when you're presented with another situation, you don't have the muscle, you don't have the mental strength to even navigate that thing. You have to be able to know what the workings is to get that result at the bottom. Same way we learn in school. That's what you rob yourself of when you just rely on handouts or think that, oh yeah, this is gonna come because this person's gonna help me do it. It's like, no, like, what would you rather do? Someone open a door for you, or you know how to pick the lock? Then you can open all the doors. It's your skills, it's your mind, it's your work. Get to it. Nobody cares about your idea. All they care about is the execution. Everyone's always so caught up in, I've got this idea, I'm gonna do it then, I'm gonna do it in like a year, I'm gonna do it in 2 years, I'm gonna do it in this and this and this. The universe don't care. The universe is democratic. The universe is gonna take that idea in your head, it's gonna put it in someone else's head. And then that person might go and do the idea. I remember last year, we rented a Subway in New York to do a pop-up out of. And I said to myself when I thought of that idea, you know, I'm gonna save this for a year later. But something within me was just like, you know what, I gotta do this now, I gotta do this summer. 2 months later, Chanel did a runway show down there. Had we have waited 1 year, then it would have looked like we copied them. We saw them do that and we were like, oh yeah, let's jump on that, let's do that. That just reinforced the fact that it's up to you to act. The world only rewards action. That's just how it is. So when you get an idea, don't dwell on it. Don't think, you know what, I can wait. That's a gamble. A lot of the time, the world is just going to reward the person that's going to say, you know what, I'm going to do this, I'm going to execute it well, I'm going to do it in the best time. Boom, that's it. You got to take your chances when you get them. Otherwise, the world's going to take that idea, it's going to give it to someone else. And the thing is, the audience, they don't give a fuck who it comes from. They give a fuck who executed it the best. That's the most important thing. What a lot of people don't realize is that you only need 500 people to change your life. Everyone's always so caught up in thinking, yeah, I need to build a crazy audience, I need to have 1 million followers, I need to have this, I need to have that. Take this for example, yeah? The world's population, 8 billion people. You need 0.000000625% of people to fuck with you in order for you to change your life. If 500 people give you $20 a month, that's 120k a year. You know how comfortable your life could be if you have 120k a year? 120k a year puts you in, what, the top 1% of earners in the whole world. People who do music. Everyone's always caught up in this monthly listeners stuff. If you got 500 people that are willing to buy something a month, I'm talking about a vinyl, a t-shirt, they're willing to go to a show, they're giving you $20 a month, that's 120k a year from 500 people. I'm not talking about 500,000 monthly listeners, I'm not talking about 50,000 monthly listeners, I'm talking about 500 people giving you $20 a month puts you in the top 1% of earners in the whole world. When I think about it, yeah, 30 people bought my first drop. Yeah, that's not 500, but I was like, you know what, 30 people, if 30 people were with me in a room, I think, you know what, this is a lot of people supporting me right now, man. I feel the love. The next drop I did, it was 50 people. Cool. Still not 500, but that was 20 more people than last time. Let's see how much we can keep on going. I was just making sure I was delivering value to whatever amount of people that was fucking with it. I was making sure I was delivering value, and a year later, that's when I did 500 orders. That's when 500 people were like, you know what, boom, let's put money into this, let's support this. And I made sure that, you know, I reciprocated the energy. I made sure I signed every single order. I made sure I put stickers in every single order, and I made sure I was delivering as much value as I could. Now, 8 years later, 1.2 million orders, bare stuff, all of this stuff. If I had stopped on that first drop and said to myself, you know what, this isn't even 500 people, then I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be in this warehouse and still mashing work and doing all this shit.